So, Mr. Rose, you've been in the past have called for criminal justice reforms and ending mass incarceration. Many people that we've spoken to are afraid to go out of their houses. They're afraid of taking the subway. They're afraid of the crime that's on the street. So what changes to the bail laws would you think should be done now, given the fact that crime has become such a huge issue in New York?
Yeah, so I think that the changes, and have been calling for these changes for years, that are absolutely critical when it comes to bail, are judicial discretion. What we are seeing right now is a consequence of a failure of leadership in the state legislature.
So basically you're saying you support all the bail reforms that have been done in Albany?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying exactly the opposite.
But you pushed for them originally.
No, absolutely.
Max was one of the first supporters of Cuomo's bail reform law. He also supported Bill de Blasio's plan to close Rikers Island. He even voted to give gang members amnesty in our country. He voted to also allow individuals over the age of 50 who are convicted murderers and rapists to be paroled. So he's changing his tune now, obviously, and even you knew it because you called him out on it. But the issue is that, you know, people don't buy it. They know where he stood. He even stood in the middle of a crowd as individuals around him were chanting, "Defund the police," an affront to the men and women of the NYPD. And that is why every single NYPD union and the State Police Conference of New York is supporting my candidacy once again.
So let me ask you a question. These bail reforms were intended to stop people from languishing in jail as they waited trial. What do you say to the accused who've been made every court appearance that they were supposed to make and would have been in jail because they could not afford to post bail? Is it right for them to have been freed?
So the issue is that we need to have enough judges to ensure that everyone has their constitutionally protected right to a speedy trial. They should not be sitting in jail waiting long periods of time for their day in court. But we cannot release individuals who are dangerous back onto our streets. He's talking about guns. What about the 3 people that were just stabbed to death in New York City? The reality is we have gun laws on the books right now, and they're not being enforced. When people are arrested, they are being released right back onto the streets because of these bail laws. And it's a disaster. And quite frankly, another problem, third problem we've mentioned today, that is created by one-party Democrat rule. We need to have a balance. The pendulum has swung too far to the left. We need to restore the balance so we have common-sense policies to keep New Yorkers safe.
And these are a series of lies that Nicole has pushed against me. It's one of the reasons why I've said that.
What's a lie? What's a lie?
I didn't interrupt you. Please.
No, please. Well, but you're saying that I'm lying, so please say.
I'm the only person in this race who has ever put on a uniform. I served in combat in Afghanistan. Under no circumstances will I ever stand by this lie that somehow I have supported unfair policies that push criminals onto the street or defunding the police or anything else to the like.
Max, the gun laws are not being enforced because of the radical judges, the rogue prosecutors, and because of the bail laws that you and your party supported. And I appreciate your service. I appreciate your service very much. I'm sure like every other American. I do not appreciate your service in Congress, quite frankly. And you've sided with them. And I don't care what you say. But if you're standing in a crowd and everyone's chanting, "Defund the police" around you, what do you want people to think? So now you're going to say that you don't support what? I mean, it's just,
Nicole,
everybody knows
Nicole, I've been listening to these lies from you for so many years. Let's focus.
Did you proceed to, did you stand in front of the 122 precinct with people chanting "Defund the police"?
I have not.
No, you are right now, actually.
So
I'm asking you, did you stand in front of the 122 precinct with people chanting "Defund the police"? Did you march with individuals that held signs that said "Defund the police" and "Blue Lives Matter"?
Nicole,
did you or did you not?
Nicole, we are all aware. Fact checkers have shown from the very beginning that that was under no circumstances a defund the police march.
But they were chanting "Defund the police" the entire time.
Please.